Like, again, screw partisanship power. We just have at this point too few judges to do all of the work. I would like Biden to make those arguments, but he won't. And Dick Durbin, the current head of the Senate Judiciary Committee, he won't. He's actually part of the problem. I support Sheldon Whitehouse for that job. Sheldon Whitehouse wants that job. He'd be great at that job. He gets it. Dick Durbin does not, but Dick Durbin is senior. So
Whitehouse, Sheldon Whitehouse is that's my Senate crush. That's just like, I just have to put that out there. That's my silver fox Senate crush. Whitehouse. When you see him, when he breaks down Dark Money, you're like, I like you a lot.
But chart, yeah,
you got little charts. He's amazing. But okay, so not gonna happen. But if it had to happen, it has to be filibuster. I mean, we have to reform the filibuster first to even imagine rules around expanding the courts to change.
Right. And correct? We say like, remember, it's not a law. It's not a constitutional principle. It's a Senate tradition that we're talking. The filibuster is a Senate tradition. They've changed the tradition before. Remember, we used to have the talk, and this has been my thing for a long time. We don't even have to eliminate the filibuster. Let's just go back to the talking filibuster.
Yeah.
Let's just go back to the Jimmy Stewart days. Oh my God, now I'm really old. Let's just go back to the Mr. Smith on Goes to Washington days, where you actually have to filibuster through talking. There used to be, the reason why we got away from the talking filibuster was a rule made by Senate Democrats back in the 70s, actually, to try to end the gridlock, right? And so in the before times, the Senate could only debate one thing at one time. So if that's how a filibuster worked, if you just talked and talked and talked, you could keep the Senate from moving on. So what they did in the 70s was create two tracks. Basically, the Senate can do two things at the same time. And that's how we went from the talking filibuster to now it's called the procedural filibuster. Nobody actually has to talk. They just have to indicate that they're willing to talk. And that ends debate, right? We should change that rule so that, no, it's one track and you actually have to talk. And the reason why I like the talking filibuster is that I want when Republicans filibuster, I want them to have to get up and explain why.
Yeah.
Because that, for the most part, will be an argument they lose. And then when it gets flipped back around, when the Democrats are in the minority, which will happen eventually, and we have to filibuster, I want us to talk and explain why we're filibustering, because even though we might lose the vote, we win the argument.
Yes.
So why that bill shouldn't have been passed or why that law shouldn't go forward.
Just on piggybacking on that, I mean, you saw what happened. You have a week of Kevin McCarthy's, 15 votes, etc., and the whole country's talking about it. C-SPAN's, gone wild. You got people, and so you're totally right. If you had the talking filibuster back, which Biden has signaled he is for, you got to get Ted Cruz up there talking about why voting rights are bad. Yep. And and look, I'm not saying that he would lose the argument, and of course Fox News would never air him, owning himself and sounding like a fucking idiot, but he would sound like a fucking idiot, and that's not going to hold up. And hopefully we could capitalize on that. There's a lot of things that need to happen. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.